Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Herbie's Community Cooking Corner for September 2nd, 2025. And today we are going to do air fryer taco twists. Just a couple of housekeeping announcements, though, before we get to that. First of all, it's the Allen lineup today. Sending our signal into Clubhouse and around the world via satellite. Actually, it's not via satellite, but via the internet. It'd be none other than Chanel Allen, who's in the next room. And a couple of states away. Not related. But, interesting if she was, because she's a coach and a goddess, among other things, is Kayla Allen. But fortunately, I think community rules prevent her from striking lightning against us. So
I wouldn't anyway. So I'm on the like Glenda the Good Witch. I'm on that side of things.
Oh, okay, that's good. So, but if there are any evil goddesses out there, and you're thinking, but that's a whole nother realm that we don't really need to go into. What we will talk about real quick is the Lost Dog muffins, and as you heard, they turned out pretty good, and Chanel liked them. And now I've got my mini muffin tin. It's an interesting thing. I hope it works out, because what I got was, I was expecting a tin, and what I got is this silicone thing that's like very flexible, so I'm guessing you probably put it on like a cookie sheet or something. I'm a little nervous actually to try it out, but I got the thing, so I may as well, because I had to use larger muffin tins. But they definitely turned out good. And let's see, what else? But I now have a recipe for corn dogs that Heidi gave me. And so that'll be fun to try out, and we'll do that on the call. I'll probably try it out ahead of time. All right. And let's see, what else? Well, first of all, I should say hi to our actual host, our co-host or co-facilitator, Spider Woman. And how are things in the web for you?
They're actually doing pretty good. The fudge actually came out really good. I'm the only one in this house that eats it because we have a chocolate connoisseur, and we won't go into it, but he does not like white chocolate.
Chanel Allen is the co-host now. Chanel Allen is the co-host now.
That's not good. That's not good. Well, I'd help
Chanel
you eat
Allen
it.
is the co-host now.
I should try to make it. All right, give me just 1 second. I have to go do something really quick to fix something, and we're going to get started.
I feel like we need standby music.
There he is. I hear him. I hear him racing around, so I know what's going on.
All right, I'm back. And with that, we are going to talk about the recipe now. Sorry about that, folks. Kind of a thing I had to. So with the recipe, it's pretty simple, but it does actually involve the stovetop as well. And with that, we are going to need a pound of ground beef. We also need a package of refrigerated crescent roll dough. And it calls for, you can also use turkey if you want, or you could use chicken. And I suppose you could use pork if you felt so inclined. 1 tablespoon taco seasoning, 1/2 cup shredded cheddar cheese, 1/4 cup chopped green onions. And with that, we're going to start by preparing the filling. So what we're going to do is cook the turkey with the beef, rather, with taco seasoning. And I'm going to finish my coffee here. Well, not finish it, but and we're going to now get out my skillet, and I am going to use I was hoping to use a good medium skillet. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to get that out, and the first thing I need to do before anything else is wash my hands.
I thought you might like.
What was that?
I said I thought you might like this recipe, and besides that, I knew you had an air fryer.
Yep, I do. And people have asked about more air fryer recipes in general, so...
Yep, that's another reason.
Indeed. So, with that, okay. Having to do some slight technical unexpected technical assistance here, folks. So I'm kind of now hopefully done with multitasking. But that's the life of a cook. I should really just maybe become like a professional chef, and then like I'd have I could tell everybody else nope, don't bother me now, I'm out working. Oh, yikes. And I should also be careful not to tear the meat tray. I was trying to get the wrapper off, and part of the meat tray came in my hand, but that's okay. We've still got the actual meat itself, which is perfectly fine. We're going to get that out and kind of break it up. And we're going to get this cooking. I am going to, it says to add in the taco seasoning right away, but I know with the powdered taco seasoning, it's always a good idea to let the meat cook a little bit, and then add the taco seasoning with a little bit of water. So that's what we are going to do, and it kind of helps the taco seasoning get into the ground beef. So I've just started the skillet, and it's now going to warm up. And with that, are there any questions so far?
And Herbie, you do have a hand,
All right.
and I believe it's Allison, but I missed.
If it's a 734 number, then yes.
Yeah, I messed up. So Allison, if that's you, I'll send you a.
I'm here.
Yep. Okay, go ahead, Allison.
Speaking of, if anybody wants to know about more air fryer recipes, there are a few books on the NLS Bard that have air fryer recipes. I forget what the names of them are, but they're there.
All right. So what was that book again?
I think one of the books is Everything Air Fryer or something like that. I can't remember.
Everything air fryer. All right. Good to know.
If you type cooking on the Bard website, the books on the air fryer recipes should be there.
Beautiful. All right. Anybody else?
Yep, it looks like Chanel has someone in Clubhouse.
All
Yes,
right.
Melissa.
I was wondering.
Can you hear me, Herbie?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, so are you gonna put the ground meat into the air fryer now?
No, right now we're just getting the meat ready.
Oh, okay. So you're just getting the meat ready.
Yes.
This is an easy recipe. I'm gonna try it.
Yep. Well, we like to do easy recipes as well as hard ones. I tend to do more of the easier ones, I think, but...
Yeah, and I sent you the honey, what is it called? The ultimate honey brownies.
Alright, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, I remember I sent you those.
Yes. Alright, thank you, Melissa. Anybody else?
You're welcome.
Not at the moment.
Alright, so what I didn't mention is like my ground beef is was in the fridge. I just got it Sunday, so no danger of it being going bad or anything like that. Alright, I like the sound of this. Celeste is messaging me and saying if I become a professional chef, she'll come to my restaurant and asking what will we call it, Fuzzy's Fried Foods? You know, not a bad idea, where we'll serve things like Fuzzy's famous French fries, fuzz burgers, and fuzzy coffee, so, yeah.
You have a hand when you're ready.
Alright.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Yeah, I was wondering, just out of curiosity, number one, what type of a pan are you using to cook the meat in? What type of a cooking utensil are you using? Wood, plastic, metal?
Alright, great questions. So first, I am using a pan on the stovetop because that's what I am comfortable with doing. If I wanted to, I do have a New Wave, which is like an induction burner, and I could use a pan with that. But you can also use, if you're not comfortable with the stove, but you're comfortable with dealing with pans, you could definitely use an electric skillet. As to the utensils, I use a metal spoon. I do not like wooden spoons because I feel like I lose my ability to feel what I'm stirring with those. And so I find that, yes, even though it's a little bit closer to the heat, I prefer the direct, just because with how tactical I am, I just cannot handle wooden spoons that well. I use them occasionally, but for the most part, I will use metal.
Just curious what other live people use.
All right, well, I tell you what, we can get into that discussion in a little bit here. I've got more cooking to do, but if you want to talk about in a little bit what type of utensil you use, just hold on to that thought and we'll get to it and why you use it. Okay, so I've got actual taco seasoning that do we have any other questions, first of all?
We have Viola.
Viola, yes.
That's okay. You answered my question.
All right. I guess my name is Clairvoyant. No. Anyway, so we're gonna add in about fourth cup of water. You can add in fourth half. You don't want to boil. You're not trying to boil the meat. You're just trying to put in enough water so the taco seasoning will settle in. And you can always add more water, but it's a lot harder to take away the water. And so I've now poured in the water using a measuring cup. And the taco seasoning I got, this is actually a tub of taco seasoning, so these are not the packets, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't use one of those packet ones if that's what you have. Now, there's where I put the tub. So it calls for a tablespoon, and we're just going to, my measuring spoons are unavailable at the moment, so we're just going to kind of guess as to what a tablespoon is, but this will have some flavor to it. And now we'll see, I'll get it stirred in, and I'll look to see if I need to add in more water. Probably not, but so yeah, like with this metal spoon, you know, I can feel the meat as I'm stirring it. And for me, you know, again, what affects my decisions too is I'm very tactile. I need to feel what I'm doing. And that has unintended consequences, of course. Like, for instance, I will tell you unashamedly, because I do not do well with eating with a knife and a fork. I find that very hard to get a feel for what I'm doing. I can do it to a small extent, but it's a challenge. So. You will not see me at those fancy restaurants, you know, or anything like that. Not intentionally, anyway. Because I find that hard to deal with. But I know some people can, because maybe they don't mind losing the touchiness of their food. And if you're one of those, more power to you. I mean, you know, that it just doesn't work for me personally. All right. That's more maybe than you wanted to know, but I will say longer handled wooden spoons are safer because you're farther away from the heat. Sometimes with baking they are easier to stir with, but so that is my complete answer. I feel like some of this is sticking to the bottom, but I've lowered the heat down. I'm just doing my best to just get this all incorporated here. And I actually, this skillet is an interesting one because it's almost too big for the big burner and a bit too small for my small burner, but it has the right amount of room for what I'm cooking. So, alright, I think we're going to call this good. And we're going to move this pan to this side, so that way it'll start being able to cool down just a little bit. Okay, do we have any questions?
No hands at the moment.
Alright.
Now we do.
Now we do, alright.
Karen.
I'm sorry, I was trying to time it just right. Just a little thought of you guessing how much seasoning you're putting into it. Sighted cooks call that eyeballing it. So I think, you know, I just want to be kind of a little funny today. Just call it blindly eyeballing it.
There you go.
That's my thought for the day.
All right, that's a good thought for the day. All right, you know, you'd have been perfect in my elementary school. We had the thought for the day, and yeah. All right. But
and Chanel has a...
All right, let me guess. Is it Melissa again?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Okay, Chanel. Okay. So, right now, are you, you just did the meat already?
Yes, I just cooked the meat with the seasoning, and I'm letting it cool down so it'll be a bit easier to work with, and I'm going to get out the crescent rolls now.
Oh, okay. And do you, when you cooled up, after you seasoning the meat, can you put just the meat seasoning, right?
Yeah, that's all I put in. But if you want to add in anything extra, you definitely can. I thought about putting in onions in mine, but I wasn't sure if Chanel would like that or not, and so I just decided against it.
Oh, okay. So you could put onions, right?
Yeah, you could. I mean, there's not
No, doesn't your recipe call for that?
It calls for green onions, which are used as a garnish. And we're not. I don't do garnishes, so.
Oh, so you don't do garnish?
I do not. No, that's fancy cooking, and I don't do that.
Okay, I didn't know.
And we have a few more hands when you're
All
ready.
right.
Dale.
Good morning, Herbie. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. I love tacos. In fact, yesterday I just made some taco, but I was having difficulty. How do you tell when your meat is done and browning? Do you have a trick or something? Or because I sometimes I just FaceTime my family friend. But how do you personally?
Well, so this is a great question. Kayla was cooking. She might say no touchy, or at least that's what she says for her ice cream bowls. But
I don't say that when cooking.
No.
All of the touchy.
Yes, the touchy. This is why it's a good idea to have. My personal recommendation is clean hands, because they are going to support what your spoon is telling you. And this goes back to why I want my tactile spoon. Why I use my metal spoons, because they're going to tell you, it's going to tell you the texture of the meat as it's cooking, and you're going to feel it. You're going to hear it, because, they'll start popping. And you can lower the heat down to where you can touch it to, be able to confirm, or lift out a spoonful and touch it that way. But, your spoon is going to tell you, and it's not going to be instantaneous. It's going to take like 5 minutes for it to fully cook anyway.
Right.
But that is how your spoon is a very good gauge on being your first line of defense.
That's good to know that you use a metal spoon, because I currently use a plastic, or sometimes I use like a spatula, but
yeah, I don't.
And I do that with my sloppy joes. It just seems like I'm just having a harder time telling when the meat's done, but you got a point on feeling it for it. Okay, well, thank you very much, Herbie.
Yeah, spatulas, again, they have that rubber end, and it's floppy, it's not stable, and it just makes it harder.
That'll establish that.
Okay, I'm hearing somebody, or I'm hearing voices, one of the two. So if you could please be muted until it's your turn, and if you have a question or comment, be sure to raise your hand. But yes, that's why I don't like a spatula either, because again, it has that rubber floppy end, and that just distorts how you're going to feel things, in my opinion, at least. So, now of course, if you have like a little bit of vision, that's also going to be helpful to you as well. I'd say probably find ways to use that, and it could also prove to be a distraction. I don't know. I don't have that handicap, so. Or benefit, depending on how it works for you. But, yeah. All right. Who else? Abraham, yes.
Hello. So, a few things. So, Karen, I would say cooking with feeling instead of eyeballing it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And then, what is the difference between a croissant dough and a crescent roll?
Good question. What is the difference between a croissant and a crescent roll? And I don't think there is a difference, actually, other than the fact that, one is a crescent shape and the other one is French.
Is a crescent shape.
I honestly don't know if there really is any. It's all the same.
Okay.
But here, what we have is the Pillsbury brand specifically of a crescent roll. And
okay.
I'll talk more about that in just a second.
Cool. Will you be opening it on air?
Yes, I will.
I'm Melissa.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wait. Yep.
Okay, so now you just did the now you're letting the meat cool. So are you putting on the...
I haven't gotten that far yet because I've been taking questions.
Oh, okay. So you're still letting the meat cool.
Yeah, because I've been taking everybody's questions. We'll be getting to the next part after so.
Oh, okay. And you said difference between a crescent roll. Well, a crescent roll is like not a croissant, but it's different, right?
You know what? We'll do this. Fine. Hey Google, is there a difference between a croissant and a crescent roll?
On the website wildgrain.com, they say, unlike croissants, crescent rolls are not laminated. This makes crescent rolls more bread-like than croissants. However, both croissants and crescent rolls contain yeast, leading them to rise and have a lighter texture.
Okay, so the difference has to do with the breading, and crescent rolls are more breaded than a croissant. So,
yes, they are.
Now
because they're more breaded.
Now we've established that.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Anybody else?
You're welcome.
We currently don't have any other hands up.
All right. So, when I'm doing these Q&As, I generally don't do the next steps of the recipe until we're done. Okay, so let's see what we need to do here next. So we're going to prepare the dough. And we're going to get the dough and spread it into, cut it into triangles. So, okay, and let's talk about the crescent roll dough, because when I looked, it was hard to find the actual dough. Most of it was saying crescent rolls, but I actually found a Pillsbury can that says crescent roll dough. It's actually 2 cans, but I think we're only going to need 1. Whoa. And I've got stuff falling out.
And I think they're already perforated, so you just separate them.
All right. Well, we will find out. So the first thing I'm doing is taking this wrapping off of the cans. And so I need to be able to get out one of them. There we go. Okay. So I'm getting out a cutting board, so it'll... So these cans are not the easiest to open. They have the paper things that you kind of have to separate. And I know when we first talked about these types of cans a long time ago, the solution was get a sighted person. That's great if you have sighted people around. But, what?
Doesn't always work.
Nope.
We call them the adult Jack-in-the-Box.
Yep. So,
it's true.
Well, Jack-in-the-Box... Oh, that's really a good place, Jack-in-the-Box. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so I've now created a... kind of put a knife in the center. And we're going to try to get enough of a hole here to where we can start to peel the paper off at least. I just don't... These things are tricky, and you cannot use a can... Well, you could use a can opener with these, and I tried that once a long time ago and discovered the lid is very sharp. But I was able to peel enough of the paper off to where it popped open, And now we are going to just lightly or carefully get the can away. So, as you heard or didn't hear, I was able to do this without any sighted people. So, I can't tell you to get rid of sighted people in your life, as they might be a handicap, but it can always be a recommended idea too, you know. We'll stay out of trouble with that one. Since both my co-facilitator and host have sighted partners that they're probably not eager to get rid of. You know.
But that's not the reason I keep them around, is to open those, so.
Oh, that's not... Well, that's good.
And you do have a hand.
All right, who have we got?
Steve.
Go
ahead.
Hi. Just brief on it. I've noticed before when I've used those Poppin' Fresh Pillsbury things, just peel them a little bit, and if you hit them in the corner of the counter, they'll actually pop.
All right. I think I like... I don't know what I think about the idea of them popping as much, but...
They pop... Well, what happens is they'll set...
The
stuff will separate.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so speaking of separation, now we got to work on separating the dough out to where I can flatten it. And, okay, so just kind of getting it unrolled. Alright, Celeste wants to know if you could use flour or corn tortillas for these. I mean, it would be a different type of texture altogether. So it wouldn't be taco twists. So that would be a problem. But otherwise, if you're just making traditional tacos, then yes, you definitely could. All right. So with that, I've now got this unrolled. And we're going to cut these into triangles here. And you can use a cutting board, or you can just flour your surface, whatever you want. Now, can I cut this successfully into a triangle? We are about to find out. But actually, these do come nicely apart. So I'm going to try to kind of cut these at a bit of an angle here. And they won't be exact triangles, but if they fold up, who cares? Actually, I do have one that is a triangle. Okay. Now, let's see about getting our air fryer warmed up here. Okay. So first thing it does recommend is spraying the air fryer basket. So we will do that. And I actually don't need this measuring cup anymore, so that can go in the sink. Okay. So let's go make sure of our instructions here. And so the green onions are actually, if we were to use them, they go on when you put them on the thing. So we preheat the air fryer to 350. And then we air fry for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. So what we're now going to do is get out our shredded cheese. Yes, I realize it's sacrilege that we're going to get out pre-shredded cheese. But that's just how it goes. I'll have to invest in a grater at some point, just to do things properly. But, yeah. Okay. So, I'm letting this air fryer heat up. And then we're going to get out the bagged cheese here. So, I'm going to take off the perforated edge of the bag. And so if you were able to cut yours into a triangle, what you want to do is put the mixture onto the wide end of the triangle. So I think I'm going to make these into larger triangles. Okay. So the idea is to try to make these into a bit of a spiral shape. And yeah, this is a tricky one to work with a little bit, but alright, so basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to place these on the center of the crescent roll things that I've cut out and roll it up together so it'll be kind of like a spiral. I don't know exactly how successful this is going to turn out, but we will find out after I bake this first batch. So I'm going to... Okay, it's staying together at least. So placing these into the air fryer basket. And, it's interesting, we were talking about fuzzy restaurants earlier. There actually is a place here in Houston, which I still need to try, but it's called Fuzzy's Taco Shop. So, Hey Google, set timer for 8 minutes. There we go. It was kind of at a low volume, but it did set.
And you have a couple hands, Matthew.
All right, let's get to them.
Go ahead, Matthew.
I was just curious. I didn't hear you mention that you put any like egg wash over the dough or butter or anything. Is there any particular reason why?
I guess it was untold.
All right. Next we have Petra.
I don't have a just before we go to Petra. I don't have a scientific answer for you on that one. This is just what the recipe says to do, and that's how I'm doing it. I don't know of any advantage or disadvantage to the egg wash or anything like that. If anybody has any thoughts on that, then by all means raise your hand and let us know. All right, Petra.
It's supposed to make it a little bit golden brown or a little crisper. It's just for the cooking of the dough. That's all. I just was curious.
All right. Petra.
Good morning, Herbie and everyone. I always thought the only difference between croissant and crescent was how you said it. It was just your accent or the way you chose to. But I thought the croissant roll cans actually already were triangles once you opened the can and peeled it apart. So that was just my thought, that they were already triangles. They're fairly large because they're what you roll into the croissant roll, the crescent roll or whatever. But they're already triangles. So that's all.
Maybe they are. Again, I actually got I got actual dough, not like pre-make crescent rolls. So, right. And even the recipe didn't say separate them. It said cut them into triangles. So, I'm assuming that. So when I looked for, when I looked for these at Walmart, there were several things that said crescent rolls, and there is one option that said crescent roll dough.
I think cutting it into triangles yourself, of course, it helps you control the size of the triangle and therefore maybe how many twists you get out of the recipe. So that would be one thing. But I think if I try this, and it actually sounds pretty darn good and pretty easy, I think I will try with the crescent roll dough, and if it makes any difference, I'll let you all know.
All right.
All right. And next we have Dale.
I'm not sure what to go. Approximately how many are you trying to make today, Herbie? What's a serving?
We'll just use up all the dough and call it good. If I have leftovers and I need to get out the other can of dough, I will, but I don't think I'll need to do that.
So you're just making one right now or two?
I'm making 3 right now.
Oh, 3? Okay, thank you.
And Patty?
All right. Okay.
I'm Pat. I have a question. I've never used an air fryer. What temperature do you have it on? Do you have to preheat it?
So it is set to 350.
You have to preheat it.
I mean, you don't have to, but it's a good idea just because it'll take less time when it's ready to go. Air fryers, I mean, it's, I don't know how vital it is. It's going to depend on your air fryer, too, how quickly it takes to warm up. But if you're going to put it in from cold, factor that in, maybe give it an extra minute or two because you're starting right from cold. And check your air fryer brand, too, to see how long it takes it to preheat. All right. Who else?
What's a good brand of air fryer?
What's a good brand of air fryer? Now, there's the $1 million question. It really depends on what you're wanting. A lot of people swear by the, what is it now?
Sorry?
What?
The Kasari?
Oh, the Kasari is one. There's another one that I'm thinking of. It's like, the TOA models. Mine is a Ninja one that my mom got me off of Food Network a couple years ago, or last year. And what I do like about it is, what I don't like is it has a lot of buttons. What I do like about it is the room. And another great call to go in depth into air fryers and other kitchen electronics is that It's Electric Plus. Every first and third Monday at 6:30 Central, which is 7:30 Eastern. And there you will definitely get a ton of recommendations from Jeannie and other people on different models. And Anna is asking if these are going to be thick like donuts. I've not made these before, so we will find out together. So I've never. This is the first time I made these. So, all right.
Yep, we have Karen's up next.
All right.
Okay, just a little knowledge about the dough you're using. Definitely, you don't really need an egg wash because this dough has a lot of butter in it, and it's already going to, even though we can't see it, it's already going to come out nice and brown and golden because there's a lot of butter in this type of dough, and it's delicious.
All right.
And one other thing, because I forgot I was going to say something. I'm going to try this recipe because it sounds delicious because I love tacos. But I think I might do like pinwheels. You've got your dough laid out, and maybe put your hand at the left edge of it, because I'm right-handed, where the edge of it is at your palm of your hand, and then go up to the tip of your pointer finger and put your taco meat all along that, and then you can roll it and make pinwheels out of it. You know what pinwheels are is you just cut them in little circles.
Hey Google, stop.
Thank you.
All right, sounds like a good idea to me. Okay, folks. So just hold off on the questions because we are coming up to 50 past, and I've got things to talk about. And the first one is, for those of you listening on the stream side, we're going to be leaving you in another 10 minutes. But if you would like to continue the fun, which is going to not really last much longer anyway, you can join us on the Zoom side of things or the Clubhouse side of things. Clubhouse, you just open Clubhouse, and if you're not following the ACB house, then look for it, and you'll see this room active. And if you'd like to be able to join us on the Zoom side, well, there's a very simple way to get the link, and that is to send an email to community@acb.org. Now, they won't give you the specific link to this call, but what you will be able to do is include your name, email address, and say, please, 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 please add me to the community call list, and they will get you added in, starting with calls for the next day. And you'll get an entire schedule where you will learn about things such as the social morning calls, ACB Presents, accessible online games ran by yours truly, where we will be playing 1,000 Miles on Quentin C's Game Room. There's also the classical music discussion, Widows and Widowers, I think that's tomorrow. There's Office Space, and a whole lot more. And you'll also get the links to the other cooking calls that are happening on the community, including Recipe Swap, Cooking Without Looking, that is tomorrow, and It's Electric. So, folks, what are you waiting for? So send that email right now to community@acb.org and just include your name, email address, and say, please add me to the community call list. And then you will get Zoom information or dial-in information if you prefer to come in on the phone. Though Zoom is much better, let me assure you. Okay. Also, we do have the cooks list, acb-cooks plus subscribe at acblists.org. There you'll be able to get access to the entire recipe that I will publish after this call. And we'll try to be on the ball with that. And also, you will get sneak peeks at when I'm on the ball, what we'll be cooking in future weeks, including Cheez-Its in November, actually. So, yes, Kayla, who is our host right now, is going to show us how to actually make your own homemade Cheez-It crackers. So, that's going to be exciting, and if time permits, graham crackers as well, which will be excellent for Abraham. So instead of blowing things up on Guy Fawkes Day, maybe he will, I don't know, but or roasting figures, he'll be making s'mores instead. And those graham crackers will be so yummy that people will be like, s'more. All right. So Chanel, would you like to have the honor of trying a taco twist? If so, I will bring it into you so you don't have to go anywhere.
I'd rather come out there.
You'd rather come out there? Okay, well,
because I don't... Things are so messy. Anyway.
Well, these don't look messy, but okay, folks, then you can come out here instead. I did offer to bring my wife her dinner, and she said no, she'll come out there. So there's a couple on the table when you're ready.
All right, we are clear in Clubhouse for the moment, so I will come out there.
And we have a few hands here whenever you're ready, Herbie.
I am ready. Actually, one more thing. Next week, is that you next week, Heidi? I didn't catch that. I'm not in front of my schedules at the moment.
I believe so.
All right, I believe so too. So next week you get Heidi making lazy. I think it's the apple pie recipe next week, but stay tuned, and you'll get full details. All right, so we're gonna get Chanel's impression of the thing first, and then we'll get to more questions. So just hang on tight, folks.
Not bad.
Not bad.
From the way I was picturing this, I thought they'd be smaller, thinner. I don't know. I thought so far I'm eating mostly bread. It's still a bit too hot to touch, eat, but
I know what you mean, though. I actually thought they'd be smaller, too, because they definitely expand while in the thing. So, hopefully, were you all able to hear Chanel?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I definitely agree with her. I thought they would be a little bit smaller, and, okay, actually, here, this third one is actually a little bit smaller, but they definitely... They definitely do puff up, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, I definitely agree. You don't need an extra egg wash or anything like that.
I think they could have used more meat in them. It's mostly bread, but I think they said that,
Okay. Don't know if you heard that or not. Chanel said more filling in them, so... Alright. I didn't want filling to fall out, so that's why I was worried about putting... But I definitely... Alright. So hopefully that answers your question a little bit better too, Celeste. You know, this is kind of like a taco puff pastry. And,
yeah, that's a good... I was picturing, like, thin little, like,
Right. So Chanel was picturing thin stuff, but it's definitely more of a.
Taquitos, but these are definitely taco rolls.
Right. So yeah, like more like a taco bowl then is how Chanel's roll. Yep. So that's how Chanel is describing it. So hopefully that helps a little bit more. But of course, if you'd rather do traditional tacos, you definitely can. But here on the Cooking Call, we try to expose you to other things as well. So now let's get to our questions.
All right. So up first is Viola.
Viola, yes.
Hi, Herbie. Yeah, it's gonna puff up because it's basically a crescent dough roll, so it's turning into a roll. How much filling did you put in? You didn't say. Was it a teaspoon?
It just said a spoonful, so that's kind of what I did. How much filling you're going to put in will depend on the size, of course, of how your cutouts turned out. Mine is a little bit sloppy.
Okay, because I'm going to try using the ones that are because I'm lazy. Using the triangles that are already there, and then just probably put a little more filling in each one.
There you go.
And try that. But yeah, it's going to turn into a roll for sure. Thanks.
Yep, so probably definitely use more than a spoonful is what I would say. Hey Google, set timer for 8 minutes. All right.
Homie's up next.
All right.
The other half, but it's just.
There's the other half. Yep.
You went upstairs to get the chicken. Can you do those in the oven too?
Yeah, I'm sure you could. They probably might turn out a little bit different, but I don't see. But these, the advantage of doing it this way is, of course, it's just a little bit more fried-like. But I don't see any reason. I don't know of any reason why you could not do these in the oven. If anybody does know of a reason, then raise your hand, and we will get to you. But yeah.
Okay, so when she was talking about what air fryers were the best, I have a Cuisinart.
All right. Yep, those are good. Highly recommended as well.
So that's my take on it. See you later.
All right.
All right. Up next, you have Abraham.
Abraham.
Hello. Okay. So, I like Karen's idea of a pinwheel, which would be basically a savory cinnabon. Yeah, that's cool. And then maybe roll out the dough a little bit more before cutting, so that it's you get a bigger triangle and can put either more filling and like
yep.
probably be thinner as well. And then you said when you introduce Kayla as a goddess, so instead of striking things down with lightning, I think this goddess makes things glimmer.
Ah, wow. Very
My
good.
My computer does call me Glimmer Goddess, so.
Yep. All right.
Your next hand is Steve.
All right. Welcome back, Steve.
This sounds like a super recipe. Lots of fun. Really excited about it. Like you said, we can tweak it for like individual tastes and size. But thanks for introducing it.
You're welcome. I think next time I do this, I'm going to actually add in the onions, but cook them into the meat. And green onions are too bland for my taste, but yeah. But it'll also give it a little bit more filling as well. So, I think that'll be a good idea. All right, excellent.
And Abraham again.
Yes, sir.
I forgot to say, if you do egg wash it a little bit, it might be nice to add like everything spice or something on top.
Oh, there you go. I mean,
A little bit more flavor.
we're getting into gourmet taco roll twists now. All right.
And that clears you for the second.
And you are off the stream.
All right. Now we're off the stream. We can do whatever we want. No, just kidding. So, yes, interesting idea. Celeste saying I could add green onions to the list of food I can eat that I can't taste next time I lose my sense of taste, which I did with this current cold. And before you ask, I don't know if the cold was actually the other C word that should not be mentioned on here, but it has 5 letters instead of 4, and yeah. I don't know. Never took the test. And, yeah. But, honestly, I prefer to find foods that I can taste. That, because, yeah. Okay, let me... Oh, the other thing I was going to mention...
You do have another. Oh,
okay. I'll mention one other thing, too, first of all. So, Heidi also has sent me a lot of air fryer recipes as well, so... we were talking about resources for air fryer recipes at the beginning of the call, and I forgot to mention that from like lazy cooking and blind cooking and all these lists. So there's a lot of air fryer recipes you can find. Okay, who have we got?
Karen.
Okay. I agree with putting onions in your meat. We use a lot of onions and garlic in this house. It just adds flavor, so... When I make this recipe, I'll be cooking my onions and garlic in with the meat, and it'll taste delicious. And just a little note for everybody, I'll be making buffalo chicken soup on the 16th here.
Yes.
Fall's coming. It's going to be great for colder days. It's like 50 degrees in the morning here now. That's great. My husband's looking forward to it. He's like, and I'm ready for some soup. Okay.
Definitely.
And that's all I got. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Jonathan wanted to know how many taco shells or the crescent rolls were used in the recipe. So mine came out to about 5. And he also wants to know what side of the metal spoon did I use. Okay, the front side. I mean, you can have it really facing either way because you're stirring. So, but I have probably the front side away from me when I'm stirring. So,
right, Abraham?
Yes.
That reminds me. Earlier you mentioned the spatulas you have. That's a bit floppy. You do get different kinds which are more rigid and still silicone. So, not silicone. Teflon, I think. I don't know. Yeah. Not metal.
All right. Okay.
More clear.
Okay, so let's take a look at what we got for our schedules real quick. And so now I can actually take a look at it. Yep, apple slab pie from Lazy Cooking with Heidi next week. Looking forward to that. I'm actually going to be cooking along because I like apple pie. And then buffalo chicken soup. Looking forward to that one as well. And zucchini bread with Heidi and Nick on the 23rd. And then I will be making snickerdoodle coffee cake on the 30th. So, looking forward to that. Because I definitely drink coffee with these calls, so I need the cake to go along with it. And then on the... Hey, Google, stop. On the 7th, I will be making air fryer cube steak. And yes, it's very similar to the chicken fried steak, but this is an air fryer recipe version of it, and a little different. And I will just tell you ahead of time, I think the real chicken fried steak is a bit tastier, though I could barely taste when I made the other one. But the air fryer one is definitely easier to make. Lemon honey chicken in the crock pot and other chicken recipes on the 14th with Heidi. And then Julie is going to make pineapple cherry dump cake on the 23rd. And then I'm going to be making honey mustard chicken thighs with veggies on the 28th. And November 2nd, it's going to be or November 4th, I'm sorry, it's going to be the Cheez-Its. So, homemade Cheez-Its with Kayla. So, yeah, we make everything on here on this call. So, let me tell you. If there's something you want to know how to make, or if you want to present something on the cooking call, you know how to get a hold of me. You can reach out to community@acb.org and actually just get in touch with my secretary, as she will book you. As you can tell, we've got openings for the remainder of November. And, of course, December, Christmas cooking time. And so if anybody has anything wintry or Christmassy they'd like to cook, definitely reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you, sorry. Definitely get in touch with us. And if you get a hold of me, that's fine, but you probably will get referred to my secretary in the end. So, there you go. All right. So, now that mine are done, I can actually take a look at this. Let's see, is it cool enough for me to... Okay, that one definitely expanded. Let's get a plate. That one will not do. Okay. Do we have any other questions, comments, criticisms?
Not currently.
All right.
Oh, Steve.
All right.
Oh, nope, sorry. My cursor jumped, I'm sorry. Just nobody.
All right.
Your cursor's playing psych.
All right.
Yep, we're still clear.
All right, so I'm just waiting for mine to cool down a little bit, and then I'll give it a try. And I just want to thank... though, everybody for coming to this call today. We did get off to a rough start because I had to fix something on a different computer, and it actually didn't resolve the issue, which is unfortunate. So, sorry, Chanel is coming. I didn't realize you were coming back out here, but that's.
I still have a ton of food on my plate.
Yes.
I can't just.
So one of mine came out smaller than the other, which is not unexpected. And I can actually taste again. Almost think I might want to cook these for a minute less next time. Okay, but these definitely turned out pretty good, and I will, in fact, so I don't forget, I will actually publish the recipe right now. Since I have it ready to go anyway, there's no reason to dawdle, so we come over here. No, I want... Excuse me. Ooh, Okay, that was not good. Something went down the wrong way. All right. So we do this. All right. Air fryer taco twists. We do that. And there you go. Now the recipe has been sent off to the cooks list. Alright, so enough of my malarkey. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank both Chanel and Kayla for hosting and streaming. Thank you, Heidi, for co-facilitating. Thank you, everybody else, for participating, whether you asked questions. And with that, we will see you all next time. Both of you may end the respective rooms.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.